Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are safe, I hope you are doing well, I hope you are catching RR as usual. As use FX here with the brand new video to help you out to improve your trading skill. So in this new video, I'm gonna be breaking down pretty much my whole week in one video. So every single trade, most of the trade I took this week from Monday to Friday, I'm going to break it down in this video. Hope it will help you to maybe improve your trading skill and be able to maybe back test or scale even way better. So let's get into it. So let's start from the higher time frame. I think I'm going to, in some point in this video, I'm going to put my Zoom call, not the whole Zoom call, but where I was explaining about EU. Okay, I will try to put it that. So now let me take a EU chart where I don't have anything. Okay, so this EU chart, and I'll try to replay price exactly at Monday. This Monday, yeah, this exactly Monday 7. So this Monday. So on this Monday price, what did I see? First thing, I look at the higher time frame. Okay, if you've been following me for a while, you may know that I always look at the higher time frame to know what the higher time frame is more likely to maybe push price to do on the lower time frame, because the lower time frame only try to follow the higher time frame structure. If you see price buying, mean that the higher time frame saying that price should buy. If you see price selling, mean that the higher time frame price is saying is it should sell. So on this, let me try to give you a quick explanation. You see this price is dropping, right? Price is dropping. This is maybe 5-minute chart. You see price dropping, that's okay. But for you to really understand the reason why price dropping, try to, let's say, go back to the daily. So if I try to check out the daily time frame, I try to zoom here, what is happening here. So if you remember from one of my old videos, I had this low that price has to buy, break this high. I think it was even a buy that I took, run for maybe 100 or plus 120 something. You can even check the video, the link in this the one I'm making it right now, so you can check it. And from price buying from this low came here, we know this was a low to this high, so this is our range from A to B. So this is my A, this is my B. So all I want to see on the higher time frame is price give me some sort of pullback before giving me any sort of buy setup to the upside. I hope that makes sense. So once I have this higher time frame that price should sell to maybe a pullback before a buy, I can now refine my zone where I can buy on the lower time frame. Let's say on this low, if I have maybe another block or anything that I can just buy from this low here. Okay, so if I know on a daily time frame you have to sell and maybe come to this one before having any buy, meaning that on the lower time frame all you have to do is you just see price selling. You always see price selling. That's why if I come back here, you see this massive sell, it's just a pullback on the higher time frame. So as I was saying, if the lower time frame doing something is in correlation with the higher time frame, the lower time frame doesn't do something uh without any sort of correlation. So now let's see how I got those trade entry. Let me come back to this. I try to check EU. I think I'm going to break down the trade on FXM, and I will try to check my entries on Wanda. Yeah. So this is last week. Let me try to replay price, or let me just go to the 1-minute chart. Last week it started from this Monday. So this was the Monday last week. So Monday last week I come back to this. So what I had on my Zoom call, I'm going to put the link here later, or I'm just going to put it as a video. So if you see here on the higher time frame or 30 minutes, you can see here, you can even go to H1, it's pretty much the same. There's really not no big difference. So if I have this, I can clearly see the price is bullish from this here. From here we know you are bearish, but this buy here I can clearly see that price is bullish. The reason why price is bullish is you see every single high that price creating is taken out, every single high price creating is taken out. So if every single high you see here price create taken out, taken out, meaning that if price now here, I want to see price buying to take out this high again. Every single high I want to see price taking it. So as price is bullish, I want to see every single high price to take it out. So here I put my line here. All I want to see price is price buy, come take out this high before, if price wants to sell, of course. If price wants to sell, now price can sell from here. Anything price doesn't take this high, I don't see the reason why I should be selling. If I sell, maybe it is just a pullback for this buy to the upside, a small pullback for a new buy. But my overall should be a buy. Once price take out this, then we can now have a sell. Then maybe we might have a sell. But the reason why I want to see price selling is this trend line liquidity. When small money traders, they see this mitigation order block, boom, buy. There is mitigation order block, boom, buy. mitigation order block. Then they see an order block being formed without even checking whatever has happened here. They just see an order block, they wait for price to come back, and they buy. That's not the case. If you want to buy, look at what the low has done. If you don't know what the previous lows has done, you cannot even refine the right entry you can have. So if I see this one as a trend line liquidity, meaning that we have a lot of traders going long from this low. Every time price comes here, long. Every time price come there, long. Every time price come there, long. So if price has to come to this high, this is liquidity for me, a previous high or previous daily high. So this is liquidity. Once price take out this liquidity, price can sell. Okay, that's okay. But I don't want to see price selling come tap this one and give me a new buy setup to the upside, because this is too much liquidity. So my bias for the week was price to buy, take out this high liquidity, sell, come to maybe to this extreme low here, because this low took liquidity and somehow broke structure to the upside. So this low can be valid low for me. I want to see price buying, take out all this, sell, come to this zone, and maybe you can have a buy setup to the upside. So that's what I had at the beginning of the week, and I even said it on the Zoom call. Okay, and now let me try to go on the lower time frame. Once I know the higher time frame direction, the lower time frame is easy. All I have to do is I buy to this high, got taken out. If I see sell setup, I sell to this low, taken out or tab. Then if I see a buy setup, I buy. That's all. If you can predict this one at the beginning of the week, it's going to be really easy for you to scalp the lower time frame. Because if you can't, let's say price selling and you don't know, you are looking for buy, you buy, you take stop loss, you buy, you take stop loss, you don't even know where price is going to. If you know the high time frame, you would know that this might be a sell or maybe a pullback to some sort of all block here for a new buy setup to the upside. I hope that makes sense. So now let me try to go to my 5-minute chart. Most of the time I go to 5-minute and the 1-minute chart to be able to get my entries. So my first entry was from pretty much at the beginning of New York. So this was Monday. I was not able to trade London. I think I even woke up late. I usually woke up around, I don't know, 8 a.m. Ghana time. But this day I was not able to trade London. So now I only had the opportunity to trade New York. If I want to trade New York and I want to, let's say, long, because I know the high time frame is a buy. If I want to long, I want to know every single thing that has happened before or maybe around Asia or anything below here. I don't just get a low because it's another blow I go long based on, or I don't just get a low, maybe there is maybe liquidity or something I go long based on. I have to analyze every single thing has happened here before I go long. There is a order block here, price tap, gave a buy reaction, pullback. Maybe some people are taking this as re-entry. I don't see any re-entry here, because this low, I have to study what did this low do. This low is even Asia low. This is even more liquidity for price to take. So now let me tell you the reason why I went long. If I come here, what happens here? If you look at this Asia low with this sort of lows created here, if you put this, it gives you what? It gives you a trend line liquidity. You just put this a line here. This gives me a trend line liquidity. When I see a trend line liquidity, meaning price will come, take out the trend line liquidity before give me any sort of buy setup. Okay, so for me, I want to see price taking out this liquidity. Once this liquidity is taken out, then I can now look for any sort of buy setup. This is my trend line liquidity. This is the case I use trend line liquidity. So I have this because I have a lot of entries and I'm not going to expand everything here. So I have this sort of trend line liquidity. The last low, which is if price takes this last low, means price already took out the trend line liquidity. Let's say if price has this, okay, buy. If you have this and then you see this is a trend line liquidity, right? For me, for this trend line to be cleared out, I want to see price trading below the last low here. If price goes below this last low, every single person who's buying from any of these low got taken out. That's when I say that a trend line liquidity is taken out. You can go and backtest, you'll see that happens pretty much all the time. So this way I can look to go long, and which low is below my liquidity. This is the low below my liquidity. I'll not really explain the reason why I chose this low to go just long based on, because I didn't look for any sort of confirmation entry. I think my buy was just from this liquidity here. Then my stop loss, let me make it my chart color blue. All right, so I just went long from this and my stop loss below this low. I went aggressive on this buy. I put my stop loss below this low, but there's a lot that has happened in this low here, and I'm not going to explain this video. But the reason here for the first long is this is liquidity for me. I want to see price taken out before it give me some sort of buy. So now I wait for price come tap, and this was exactly my entry. So this buy, when I take this, where do I target as TP? The first TP I can target is the previous high, which is this. If price is bullish, we are going to take out the previous high. So previous high 12 hour. I can hold without partial until 12 hour, or sometimes I take partial at extreme zone. Let's say if there's an extreme order block here, I take partial there. So that's how my partial is taken. If price here, I don't take partial until price run out this high or somehow at the extreme supply zone. Then I take partial and they remain a hold until higher time frame TP. Higher time frame TP, I mean this high here. This would be my final TP. So final TP on this, you see is 24 hour trade, but my partial was like 90% at 12 hour. So if you see me hitting 100 hour or 200 hour a week, doesn't mean that I actually double my accounts. Like that's something I'm trying to tell you guys. If you have 5 hour and you take partial at 2 hour, doesn't mean that you can make exactly the same percentage you should make at the 5 hour, because taking percent or taking partial, you take some lot sizes off and you cannot make the same money when price hit this high. That's it. So let me come back to this. Was it the same buy here? If I hover this over about 20, or I think I had a safer stop loss. When I have my buys, I don't always put the stop loss as aggressive as the one you see on TradingView, so I can make it to be a bit safer because of the spread in some situation. So this buy was about 20R, and if I come back to this was 20R, and from 20R I know that price will have to buy and run out the previous high, and I had a re-entry here again. Let me try to replay this real quick. Let's see. So this was the first buy. Let me try to replay. Price buy, yeah, and I had a re-entry here before the price the high got taken out. So this was Monday. I got this buy that ran for 20R. Let me go to the maybe 10-second time frame. I don't know which time frame I actually got the re-entry here. So if I come back to this, it's the same. Let me try to, yeah. So if I come back to this, how did I get the re-entry from this one? If market structure is bullish, I know that every single high should be taken out. So this high is got taken out, this high doesn't get taken out. So if this low, its work is to break this high, and price for some reason failed to break this high, I know that this low will be taken out, because this low now becomes a weak low for me. This low now becomes a weak low for me because I want to see price from this low breaking the high, but for some reason price failed to break the high. So this low I want to see price taking it. So if I want to see this low price take it, so this can be exactly my entry. Some people see this as another block, they go long based on this one. For me is liquidity. The reason why this low is liquidity is because this low failed to break the high. If you look at this low, price bought broke this high, that's why price pull back and buy. But this low failed to break this high. A low that failed to break a high becomes a weak low for me, and I can directly have an entry based on that if I want to have an aggressive entry. So I had one more aggressive entry from this. My stop loss below this low here. I can put my stop loss below this, or I can put my stop loss below this order block, but the most safest stop loss you can have is below this low here. So you can have this buy, and where do you target as TP? You can just target to the high on the higher time frame where I think price will hit, which is on the H1, I think. So this one buy you can have here. With the safer stop loss, you can have 6R. If you want to have maybe aggressive stop loss, you can have maybe around in a second, around 6R. Yeah, this buy would have been a 6R. So if I come back to this, you can see that this buy I got, that was 4R. Mean that I used this safer stop loss, which was somewhere at this low here. Yeah, around 4R. If I try to extend this, yeah, 4R. So this was the buy I got. You can see my entry on the screen again. So this was Monday. Monday I didn't trade London, but I only traded New York. But only New York was able to give me those 20R plus 4R, which was pretty much about 25R day. So this day was a 25R. So now if I go back to the higher time frame again, Tuesday price took out this high on Monday. So by taking out this high, I know that, so when price takes out this high, then on the weekly Zoom call, I said if price can buy, take out this high, and if it come back, then I want to see price breaking this low and take out all this liquidity, because this is too much liquidity being built. I want to see price dropping, take out liquidity, then maybe I can have a buy setup later, or if I can get the sell setup, that's okay. But for some reason I missed all the sell to the downside. I didn't catch anything. Price just sold off with news, and let's see how fast it when I miss all this move, the sell at, I didn't catch anything at London because I woke up late, and New York I was not able to catch the sell to the downside because I was seeing some sort of buy here. I wanted to buy instead, so price drop, and yeah, I miss. So now so it was like on Tuesday I didn't get anything. Then on Wednesday I got some trade setup. Let me try to come back to this. On Wednesday, yeah, on Wednesday price was just consolidating. I didn't get much enough of entries, so that's why you don't see anything here. So the real entries I got, it was from Thursday and Friday. So it was Monday, then Thursday and Friday, because these 2 days here I didn't get anything. This one here I didn't get the real buy, or I didn't get anything because price was just consolidating. And this sell I missed it because that was really too huge. There was actually no real pullback in this thing to the downside, so I didn't get any of this sell. But some of my members, they got this sell to the downside. Meanwhile, I was just waiting for this Thursday and Friday, so I got this buy. So now, if price drop and broke this low, if you look well, this low is a previous day low, which is somehow liquidity. So if price to drop and take out a previous day low, is more likely to give me a buy, at least a buy to fill those gaps and maybe taps take some sort of liquidity before maybe giving me any sell setup. But if you look well, these highs here, these are relative equal highs. So if I have a relative equal high here, I want to see price buy, take out the relative equal highs and give me sell setup. So now my bias is to buy, take out the relative equal highs, then give me sell setup. So if I now know on the hard time frame that price will buy and take out this, the remaining is very easy. I just have to buy every single day until we hit the TP. Then there is something I want to show you guys about partial and how I manage my trade. Let me try to come back to the one I showed you guys here. If I scalp, let's say the 1 minute trend, I know my high time frame TP should be this high, right? This high time frame TP, price might not always hit my TP on the higher time frame because it's higher time frame. It must take maybe 1, 2, 3 days. But the scalping is this high. I know on the scalping, price will take this high no matter what happens. If you are bullish, price will take this high. So if price has to take out this high, then this would be my TP for the day. So if I take this buy from here, I take 90% out. Then at this high, I can now maybe take full TP because this high nothing is guaranteed. Price will hit TP the same day. And based on the those program you rules, you have 5% drawdown in equity, you lose the account. So if you take this buy until maybe you're waiting for full TP and full TP comes another day, then price doesn't hit TP and come back, maybe take you out at break even. But if you were up maybe 5 to 6% and price come back, take you out at break even, now you lose your account. The fact that you lose your account is you have a drawdown in equity, though it was just a profit on your trade, but there is a drawdown in equity that can make you lose your account. So don't ever hold a trade full volume for days on a prop firm account. Don't do that. I don't know what's the rule for the remaining, but the mine I use, if I have a 5% drawdown in equity, then I lose my account. So if this high will be taken, I know this high more likely to be taken the same day. This high I take 90% out. So let's say if this buy, let me see how many percentage is this. I try to bring it here. This was like 11R. Let me make 10R. 10R I can have a 0.25. If I reach 0.25, I make 2.5. So 2.5, I make 2.5 on this buy here. I take partials. Let's say I take 2% out, then I leave 0.5% running. The 0.5% running until this high, let's say that the 0.5% give me 1.5%. So this day, this buy to the upside can end up maybe giving me 3.5. If I get 3.5 on this buy, that's okay for me. Like, if you hold full TP until this high, that's okay. But doesn't mean that price will hit TP the same day. So the best thing you do is take partial where you have the safe target, then you wait for the next day to take out the remaining target. It helps you to protect your capital and also be able to uh, follow those prop firm rules. So this is how I manage my trade. If you see I hit 100R, I can make maybe 10% on 100R because the 100R maybe I held my trade for 3 days, 4 days, it happens. But I don't want to hold full volume because I want to make maybe 15% of my account size. Meanwhile, price can still come take me out and not just lose the profit but lose the account. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, this is the rule. You should understand all those rules before started holding things on the higher time frame. But the lower time frame, that's okay. You can take as many trades as you want. So now let's see from this day I told you guys Wednesday I didn't get anything. From Tuesday and Wednesday I didn't really get anything. Wait, Thursday, yeah, Thursday and Friday. That these are the day I got something. So Thursday and Friday, let me try to let this. I had one buy here and it is the buy I want to break down. I had a lot of trades. I'm not going to break all of them down. because these were a lot. Let me try to go to the 1 minute. You can see. So if I go to the 1 minute here, you can see that I really ping pong this day. Like I had buy, sell, buy, sell, buy for sell, buy for sell. I did that this day, but I'm just going to break one of them down, which was this one, or I might maybe break this one down as well. So if you look, I told you guys, if you want to scalp, just follow structure. You can watch one of my YouTube video. Just follow the structure and follow the time frame and follow the your trading plan. That's okay. Price buy, pull back, took out liquidity, buy, came, mitigated this one. This would have been a buy. I didn't trade it. There was a sell. You should see me having a black stop loss, meaning I didn't take the trade. I just forward tested. Like there's this sell, I didn't take it, but I saw it coming. Price bought, gave me sell, I took it. Gave me a buy, I took it. Gave me a sell here, I took it. This buy here, I didn't take it. So it was this buy and this sell. I'm going to break them down. This buy ran for 74 hours again. You see 74 hours, but it didn't hit TP. Did it hit TP the same day? You see this next day, Asia session and next day. So it hit TP the next day. So I don't take trade here. Let's say at here I make let's say 5%. I make 5% here. Then price come take me out, then you lose the account. This is the thing. So I always follow the lower time frame structure. The lower time structure. The lower time frame structure, I know this is a low that gave me this high. Price will buy and take out this high. At this high, I take my 90%. Then I can hold the remaining until the higher time frame TP. Why the higher time frame TP? I know that price will go there, but nothing is guaranteed. So if I take 90% here, if price come back to my break even, is fine. At least I end up maybe having 10 or 12 hours at this high. So let me come back and I will try to show you how I got this entries. So if I come to this, okay, let me try to go to the 1 minute chart. Alright, so on this, what do I see? For me to sell price to the downside, I want to first see a break of structure, then I sell. So if I see a break of structure here and price give me a sell setup, I take it. If I see a break of structure here and price give me a sell setup, I can take it. So that's how I get to sell maybe my pullback to the downside. And let's see, if price break the high, I don't just start selling from this high because I see price giving some sort of sell reaction. I need some sort of confirmation, change of character, pull back, then I sell. So if I come to this, what do I see? If I come to this, we have this low that gave me this high, gave me this low. From here, price failed to break the high. I wouldn't really enter directly from there. Price has to break this again, because price can come, tap this low and maybe buy to the upside again, or even take out this low, because this low is weak, remember. So price can take out this low, it still create a new high. So what I would like to see is price breaking this low here, because this was the low that initiated price here. So this would can just be inducement for a new buy. So when price breaks this low, that's where I can now see price going for a bearish move. And if I see price going for a bearish move now, where do I enter? I can just get my order block here or my supply zone here. I get my sell somewhere from this zone. And where do I target TP? I get the sell from this area. My stop loss somewhere above this high here. And where do I target as TP? If I come back to this, first, when you want to sell the pullback, it's way better if you just sell to 50% of the move. So if I take my fee from this low to this high, I take my partial at this 50%. So 50% 5 hour, I take maybe 50% out. Okay, I also take 50% out. And once I do that, the remaining I can hold until the higher time or until I get a buy setup. So on this, I hold it. How did I now get the buy? If I go back to the 1 minute chart, we can see that there is another block here. Okay, there's another block here. If you went long based on this order block, there is nothing wrong about it, because this order block, price bought, broke the high, pull back, tap buy. From this buy, I still didn't take it, because most of the time I wait for some sort of inducement, or I entered from a confirmation entry. So on this, I want to see price buying and give me a change of character. The last high that created the new low, it was this one. So price did not break this high. If price broke this and gave me a pullback, that would have been a nice buy for me. Price did not. But at this price gave this some sort of internal change of character. But this internal, if you use this, that's okay. But try to see what price has done. Price just tap a supply zone here. There is a supply zone or price tap. So if price tap this, is more likely to create a new low. So if price tap this, I know this low will be taken out. This low will be taken out. So if I want to have any sort of buy, I can buy. My buy should be below this low. And where is my TP or where is my stop loss? I can put my stop loss below a low that was not yet mitigated. If you look well, there is this order block here. Let me try to put this. There's this order block here. The price didn't mitigate it yet, and if you see, price missed it again, and you told me, and if you see price missed it again, and you would tell me maybe if you are entering from this order block, why price didn't tap the order block. I never use order block as entry, not never, but I don't usually use order block as entry. Even this entry app here, it wasn't really order block. I used something else inside, but I just didn't talk about it. So now I'll try to show you guys how I got this buy. The first buy I might have, it is from this induced low here. I already told you guys, a low that failed to break the high should be a weak low, so if the price should be taken out. So price should take this out. I can put my sellers below this. This would have been one of the entry. And the sniper entry I had on this, I'll try to talk about it. Let me try to check like this 10-second. If I go to the 10-second time frame, I try to scroll here. What do I see? Or let me try to check the 15-second. I think it's way better. 15-second, okay? What do I see? So on the 10-second, what do I see? If I see, well, price created a gap. You see this gap here. For me, gaps are always filled. Most of the time, they are always filled. So there is this gap. So it's a reason for price to come fill this gap before a buy setup. So price doesn't have to tap the order block, but they can just come and fill this gap and give a buy. So I don't mind entering from this if it reduce maybe my risk reward by maybe 5% instead of maybe entering from the order block and I just missed the whole move. So my buy was from this gap here. So if you check, well, price came and filled this gap. So where price filled the gap, it was exactly my entry. My buy was from there. Where do I put my dollars? I put my dollars below the order block, because price can still come and tap the order block. So I put my dollars below the order block. This would be a aggressive entry I can have. If I want to have aggressive entry, most of the time I use those kind of theories. I don't know how I can make it easily, but some sort of inducement. If I see price manipulate this sort of zone, then I know price is gonna go for a buy. But if price does not manipulate, I want to see maybe a change of character. I would like to see price breaking this high, which was a change of character, pull back, tap this order block, and give me a buy. So if I miss the buy, this would have been a buy I would have. Another block here, so I can have my buy here, my dollars below this low. This would be with confirmation. But without confirmation, that would have been the entry I can have. And I got this buy without confirmation. So this was a buy. Where do I target TP? My first TP should be this high, 11 hour or 12 hour, 3%. So you get this buy, full TP at this high or 90% at this high because you are scalping. Remember, you are not swinging. But once price take out this TP or hit your TP, then you take your 90% out. Once you take your 90%, where do you target as full TP on the high time frame? We know that price coming to this high. So where are we going? We are going for this huge risk reward, 57. And I think it was actually like 64 if you extend. It was pretty much about 64. Price went even way above. So this was the first buy I have. The swing buy I had, it was this one. You can see it's the same entry I had here. I had a couple of sell. This sell also was the same. I told you guys, if you want to sell the pullback, wait for price to break it down. If you maybe don't know how to trade the pullback, if you don't know how to trade a pullback, I put the link in the description of this video. I already have a video in my YouTube channel how to trade pullback. So just try to go and watch the video before you can try to trade a pullback. So on this, if I want to trade a pullback, I would like to see price breaking the high. You see, price bought, came, tapped this high, gave a sell reaction. Now people are selling from this. They see as a maybe change of character from this low and sell. There is no sell until price take out this high. No sell until price take out the high. So once price take out the high, now you want to see a change of character, right? From here, if you see price breaking this low, you see this low being broken. Once this low got broken, then price can now give you a pullback. From the pullback, you can now get a sell, which should be your pullback, your solos above the high. Where do you target as TP? You can now target the 50% of this buy from this low to this high here. So your target should be somewhere at this zone here. So let me try to bring it. This was somewhere the 50%. So this would have been your target. And let's see if it did play out. You take your sell here, price drop, TP, and from TP now price can buy. So you sell, you target the 50%. Now after targeting the 50%, you can now try to maybe buy to the upside. So yeah, this is how you can trade the pullback. And it's still, I told you guys, I have a video on my YouTube channel. You can check it if you want to know how to trade it. But when price hit the 50% already and start buying, it's better if you don't look for any sort of entry, because price more likely to go and create a new high. You see price broke this high and now it's giving some sort of reaction, but it will end up breaking the high. So yeah, you see now price end up breaking the high. So now let's go back. This was one of the buy here that ran for the 64 hour, or was it 60 74 hour 74 hour here. So the buy ran for 74 hour. I think the stop loss I made a bit bigger. You can resize it. So this was one of the buy here. And the next day I waited. It was Thursday, my last trading day. It was Thursday. So on Thursday, I think I'll just break it down on this chart. What happened this day? This was what happened this day? This was NFP. Okay, this was NFP. On NFP, if the higher time frame, I told you guys that we are going for a buy, so NFP is more likely to be a buy. Most of the time, if you are right on the higher time frame, NFP or any kind of news is just going to follow the higher time frame direction. On the higher time frame, I know price drop, took out any sort of liquidity from this trend line liquidity, then bought to the upside, broke this minor structure, but didn't break this high. I had couples of sell here. I had a sell here, price bought, took out my sells. I had one more sell. These sells were break even for me. I had this sell, price drop, took out this low. It was a partial for me. Then price now bought, come here, drop down. So now the news was approaching, but the higher time frame for me, it was a buy. So I found myself in a sell, and I didn't really like that, because if the news is going to be a buy and I'm already in a sell, the sell is just going to get taken out. So what I had is I had the buy setup from this here. There's mitigation here. Price came back, mitigate this one. So this re-mitigation that happened here, it didn't break the high, so this buy was even risky. It was somehow risky, but as I know the higher time frame is going to be a buy, and news doesn't or didn't give me enough time, or the news or before news didn't give me enough time to give me the perfect setup. I would like to see all these lows being cleared before any buy, but price still gave me the buy here. So I was on a sell with partial, and I was on a buy without partial. Then this buy did play out, and my sell got hit break even, and the buy, once price bought after the news, when price gave me this massive spike, which was here, took out my partial, because my first TP should be this high. But when price does this, I take out my partial, then I wait for my tip or my full TP at this high here. You can see the MT5 screen, or the empty. You can see the MT5 entry on the screen. And on the higher time frame, I told you guys that we are coming for the equal highs. Remember those equal highs we had on our left here, these equal highs. So once price take out the liquidity or the equal highs, now it can give me some sort of sell setup, and that's how I got the sell setup. We have this low that created the new high, so price drop, broke the low, gave me a pullback, tap some sort of supply zone, and sell setup. So I had this sell, and it's still running till now. You can see on the screen I still have this buy running, and I still have this sell running, and I don't only have one buy running, I still have this buy also running. So I had two buys running, and I also have one sell running. So let's see what next week is gonna do. So that's how I ended my week. And if you try to break down all this, I don't know if I think it's actually around 170 hour every single trade I took this week. 170 hour. But remember, I'm scalping the lower time frame, so every single TP should be those here. If I hit high RR on this buy, that's because my analysis is just right. But the real percentage I can have just based on my lower time frame scalping. You can still have the high time frame TP or high time frame percentage gain on your account if you are trading maybe a personal account. If you have a personal account, you can hold full volume until the TP. So yeah, that's how my week went. From Monday to Friday, I end up hitting for 172 hours, or around 170 hours. So yeah, if you've really learned something in this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and drop a like, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. If you want to learn my scalping method in depth, make sure you check the link in my description of this video, like the link that will give you access to my full course SMC and the algo trading, the one you see here, the scalping mastery. It will give you access to my trading course, scalping mastery, and also my Discord group. Thank you. If you look at this, where are we more likely to go? We are more likely to go to this previous high, this high here, which is a bit far, but it might take days. I don't know, but price will have to go and take it out. This high here, yeah, this high, that's the high I want price to take it. But if I look at the lower time frame, price doesn't really look like it wants to buy. If I to check this, price have been giving us series of mitigation. We have another block here. I can take this whole thing here. This whole thing is another block. Price tab buy. This whole thing is another block. Price tab buy. This whole thing is another block. Price tab buy. It missed this small here, but it mitigated some zone inside of this week here. So when you see all these mitigations and you try to zoom out and look well, price will give you a trend line, because mitigation, like we have this mitigation, 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 and overall you get a trend line. And that's exactly what the price is doing here. If you take this from give it a second. Yeah, if you take from this to this, it's not really clean trend line, but if I try to put it that way, put it this, yeah, there's some sort of fake out here, but if you see, it's clearly a trend line. So what might happen, I'm not sure yet, but what might happen is price can sell, take out the trend line, maybe mitigating this last candle that took the liquidity before the new buy setup to the upside. This might happen as well. So this zone price didn't mitigate it. The price can come mitigate this before the buy setup. But if price has to drop and take out this trend line, tap in this one and buy, that means that DXY will have to go a bit higher. Like if I come back to DXY, let me show you. Yeah. If EU has to do what I'm talking about, DXY will have to go higher. Because if EU has to sell and DXY will have to go higher. So this is something that let's see. It's kind of weird, but let's see what happens. Then that's the first thing. The second thing is, and I'll try to look at the lower time frame. In case price come back to any of these zones here, it's more likely to break and tap maybe this one before the new buy. And if that doesn't happen and price doesn't come back, then we go to maybe the 5 minute. Still again, we want to see what London can give us, or Asia can do and London can give us. From this, there's literally nothing clean as structure inside. Let's see. Let's see what Asia will do and London will do later. Because this is the only high time frame I have. Price tap this zone. Overall, we are a buy, but price created more liquidity. It might drop to take the liquidity before the buy, or if it doesn't happen, then we can just have this last low. We have this low to this high. Price can just pull back inside somewhere, take internal liquidity, then give us a new buy setup to the upside. So this might happen as well. But let's see what London or Asia will do and London will give us.